Hello, good morning, welcome to the show. I am here live with you for the next hour. We're basking, of course, in sunshine this weekend, weren't we? Most of the UK was anyway, and I want to see what you were doing. So send in your pictures and I'll give you details on how you can do that very shortly. Here's what else is coming up on today's show. League of Gentlemen star Reece Shearsmith joins me to talk about playing a recently bereaved husband in his new comedy and why he feels at home on the stage in just a moment. With unemployment at a 17-year high, the job father, Simon Dolan, is here to discuss the latest headlines. Plus, if you own a business, how to make sure you keep ahead of the game. He'll give us top tips. Then we set Hollyoaks actors Matt Littler and Darren Jeffries the hair-raising task of trying out the UK's latest roller coaster. Find out how they got on at 11:40. And she's many people's early morning alarm call. Kate Garraway is here to tell us how on earth she starts her day at 2:30 and looks that fresh every day. And she's got news of a new campaign she's involved with to help the most vulnerable children in society. And just before midday, are you one of the 4 in 5 people? Yes, it's that startling. I couldn't read the statistic. 4 in 5 people affected by back pain. If so, don't miss our back clinic with Fatima, the physio, who will answer your questions and give tips to prevent future problems. So whether you've got a back problem or you want advice from Fatima, you want to share a picture of the weekend in the sun, email us Gabby at channel5.com, or of course you can contact us by Twitter at Live with Gabby. We'll put it on the screen. And remember, when we're not on air, we're always online, so like us on Facebook to see exclusive content or go to the Live with Gabby website. Our face in the frame today is from Julianne Clark, who said, "I would love my son Toby to be the face in the frame. He is the light of my life and I'm forever grateful that he's mine. I think he's just so cute in this picture." He certainly is. Thank you for sending it in. He definitely deserves to be the face in the frame. And if you've got someone who you think would be a good face in the frame for us, email it with a reason why. And if there's a specific date you want it on, let us know. Now, my first guest came to fame in the little village of Royston Varsey, in the fictional town where the comedy The League of Gentlemen was set. Since then, he's gone on to make further television series such as Psychoville and star in West End shows. Please welcome Reece Shearsmith. Hello, good to have you here.
Thank you, lovely to be here.
You're in this quite long run of Absent Friends at the moment.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Alan Ayckbourn's Absent Friends at the Harold Pinter Theatre, formerly the Comedy Theatre. We've got 3 weeks left, so we've been doing it since February, but it's been great. I've never done an Ayckbourn before. So
and you were telling me you're from Hull. Isn't he Scarborough?
He's, yeah, very famously.
So not far away from where you're from.
That's right, yeah, not far actually, yeah. He'd camped there forever, hasn't he, doing all his shows?
Yeah, I interviewed, one of the first ever interviews I did actually, in local telly with Alan Ayckbourn.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite formidable. He came in to see some of the runs of the play. Took a great interest actually, we were quite scared. Yeah, he came into rehearsal. And he came to the press night and the preview, so he likes this play. I mean, he's had 75 plays or something, 79. More plays than he is years old. He's like 70-something now. Okay, well, give us the kind of premise then. Well, this is it's kind of like a tea party from hell. 5 friends gather together to they meet and to try to kind of comfort one of their friends that they've not seen for 3 years, and his fiancée has died. Drowned, in fact. It's quite a grisly scenario, but they think that they can comfort him. You look rather fabulous there, I have to say. All right, thank you, yes. That's me with in my 70s garb. You morph well. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, it's why my hair's such a mess. Left it out like Wogan I do it over my ears now. It's like that. I'm gonna do it. That's it. But that's actually very now, that look, isn't it? I know it is, yes. It's modern now, yeah. And these sideburns, I mean, it's not real life. But so yes, they meet together and try and comfort Colin, who they think is going to be devastated by the drowning of his girlfriend. And he's fine about it. He's too fine, in fact. He's kind of he's the only one among them that's actually quite happy about, not happy about it, but he's got a lot. He's unnervingly okay. Yes, he's fine about it. Yeah, and they brings photographs of her, and they're all just putting their foot in it. They don't know what to say to him. So it's this kind of excruciating evening of... Which is classically British, actually, isn't it? Yeah, social embarrassment. Tiptoeing around bereavement and death and grief, exactly, and not quite knowing how to say it. Yeah, and is it all right? And they kind of only make it worse. And he, in his way, that he's trying to be helpful and give everyone advice, because he's kind of serenely happy with his lot. He just unravels all of their relationships kind of blithely, destroys everybody in the room, basically.
And I was saying to you, when I read the premise of the play, it's kind of Abigail's Party-esque.
Yes,
in that way,
it
but
is,
you said
yeah.
2 years before.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. It was certainly before. I think maybe it was 3 or 4 years before, but it's kind of tea rather than gin and tonics, yeah. So we get to drink a lot of tea and eat a lot of sandwiches every night.
And do you like being on stage?
I do, I love it, yeah. Increasingly, I find myself there all the time. I did a long run of a musical last year, Betty Blue Eyes.
You were nominated for Best Actor in a Musical, no less, weren't you?
I have been, yes, that's right.
Is that not
yeah.
Betty Blue Eyes?
That's for Betty Blue Eyes, yeah.
You had to sing, obviously.
Yes, singing and dancing, yeah. And I did the producers before that as well, which is a great big part.
And what's that like then, doing the producers, Betty Blue Eyes, things you haven't written, as opposed to the material?
Yeah, I mean, I do my.
On telly with?
It's interesting that, because when we're filming our things and it's our baby, everything kind of matters more, because we know we're going to be kind of culpable at the end if it's not very good. So we're there checking the time and thinking, oh, please, let's finish this scene, because we know it matters for our sake at the end of it. And when I'm in an actor in someone else's thing, my only requirement is to be the best I can be in it, and the pressure's off as far as everything else is concerned, in a way. I just kind of try and be good. So I find it a little bit easier. I enjoy being an actor into someone else's thing, because it's kind of just my only role is
writing for somebody else and not being in it then?
No. I have no interest in writing something that I don't think I'm going to be the main part in. So I kind of, I write things, and my enjoyment it comes when I think, right, I'm finding I will get to play that really funny part, you know.
Yeah.
So I would find it hard to write something and just hand it over to someone else for someone else to do.
Because League of Gentlemen started on stage.
It did, yes, yeah. We were 3 actors on stage in tuxedos, and we'd try and create the characters with a very single prop, like a pair of glasses or a wig, and then we came to do the radio, and we kind of transposed it into this town, made all the sketches fit into a place. And then the TV, again, we had to suddenly think, right, well, now we're doing it for real, we have to kind of populate this town, and we have to have all the makeup, and each character has to be different, which was a big challenge for us, because there's only 3 of us. But so then it was great fun to kind of think, right, what do these people look like, you know? So,
well, let's have a look. Shall we have a look at a clip of League of Gentlemen?
There's been a local shop on this site for generations. And now this new road. Oh, what are we going to do? We could kill them all. Tubbs, you're good-hearted. There are too many.
Look, Edward, a shooting star. Shall we make a wish?
Yes, Tubbs. I wish for an end to this plague of strangers, for our futures to remain local, and for New Road to be totally destroyed.
Can I have a new dress, please?
That scene, they were obviously wanting this new road not to come,
That's
and it was
right,
4 local people in the local town.
Yes, yeah.
Do you get that kind of material? You know, is it
that,
papers, local issues?
Absolutely, all that they came from the characters of Tubbs and Edward. We were in Brighton doing some live shows, and we went into a little shop in Rottingdean, which is outside Brighton, and there was a lady there that was a little bit like Tubbs as far as she was she was too suspicious of us. You know, we were just 4 polite young men going in, looking at these little knickknacks in the shop, and we were just going to leave, and she was like absolutely terrified that we must be planning a raid or some kind of it was disproportionate from our politeness to what she was terrified. We thought that's a funny idea.
Did you start winding her up though?
No, we were just
leaving
polite.
rucksacks around the shop and stuff like
if
that?
we had, I could understand it, but no, we were quite we were very polite and we left, but he was kind of like, yes, and she was whispering to someone behind a slashed curtain. I think she was calling the police. Terrified. So that was our expression for them. We thought, and then the natural extension of that is to have a shop where the last thing you want is anyone to come into it and to spoil it by the fact that they actually end up asking to buy things. So that was our plan, and people recognise that. I think people understand that kind of, entering a strange pub.
And how often does that happen? Those kind of gifts of ideas.
Well, you kind of look on the lookout for them. It's just occasionally you'll hear a conversation, you'll think that's a strange thing to say. Often life is funnier than anything you could dream up sat in an office, and so it's nice just to kind of cherry pick little moments that you think that's the germ of an idea that could be very funny. One of the characters we do in League, where the inspiration was a joke we heard in a pub, someone trying to tell someone else a joke, and another person was interrupting it continually, and the man was getting more and more irate that he couldn't finish the joke, and that became a sketch that we did. So it's little things like that, you just kind of, they stick in your ear, and you think, oh, that's something worth it now.
Sometimes it gets dark, obviously, psychological.
Yes, it is quite dark.
Yeah. Is that a problem when you're selling it to commissioners?
It can be. I mean, our things are of a very strong flavour, you know, they're very particular, and a lot of people, we have a great core following, I think, of what we do, but it's never been our intention to write something. We thought we ever think, oh, I know what we could do, a dark thing, a dark comedy, because no one's done that. To us, it was just what we found funny, you know, so we just wrote these things, and we've been pegged as it being quite dark, and I suppose it is a little bit, but we've been left to our own devices, really. It's been undiluted, and I think that's why it's as distinctive as it is, because there's no one
nobody's tried to morph it into the mainstream,
because of course it would be disastrous if you did. You can do this thing that you've written, but all the darkness, take all that out. I mean, it just simply wouldn't be. What would it be?
Yeah, it becomes a very average sitcom.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, because we've been left to our own devices, it's been kind of.
Should we have a little look at Psycho?
Yes, yes.
You're playing Mr. Jelly, of course, as a clown. He's a shadow of his former self, and we see from this he's definitely not a people person.
Trick or treat!
Oh, you look scary. How old are you?
We're both 7.
And can you read yet? What does that say then? Shall I read it for you? No tricks, no treats. Where's your mother? Is she hiding in the bushes? Oh yeah, so you send your kids out to do your dirty work for you? They should both be in bed. And she shouldn't be having any more chocolate by the size of her, piglet. What are you supposed to be anyway, green elephant?
Don't you have any treat for us?
Don't push your luck, kid. I've drowned bigger cats than you.
Do you remember there was a documentary a couple of years ago about clowns?
Yes, we'd done Mr. Jelly, and then this thing came on the telly.
Amazing how many of them had interesting prime.
Absolutely,
away from the clowning.
It's funny, we just thought it was a funny idea, you know, a clown that doesn't like children. Normally our things begin with the germ of a kind of very simple idea, that, for example, and then we kind of try and take them into more extremes, you know, with what they do as their characters. But yeah, those ones in that documentary were far worse than Mr. Jelly.
Now, Steve Pemberton has intimated, or he's hinted that you're writing something.
Yes,
new.
we are. Yeah, we're writing a new thing. We've written 2 episodes of it so far, and
well, you're treading the boards at night.
We shall absolutely, in the days writing, and then doing the play at night. So I'm going to try. We hopefully will submit those soon, and we've
and it's completely new idea, isn't it?
New thing altogether, yes,
Can't tell us anything.
Can't really tell you anything about it, It's quite secretive.
That's the end of that conversation. But
it's exciting.
You have, however, filmed Henry IV already.
I have, yes. Having worked with Sir Richard Eyre on Betty Blue Eyes, he kindly asked me to do a little part in Henry IV Part 2. They're doing them for
there's a Shakespeare season.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, they've done Richard II, Henry IV Part 1 and 2. And Henry V as well, so I think I'm in Part 2 at the end, just a small part of Davy, the servant to David Bamber, actually, who was in Betty Blue Eyes with as well, so we reunited in that. But
you like that cast, obviously.
He did, yes, and I did that. It was lovely to have a little foray into
because you studied acting, obviously. Did you do much Shakespeare?
We did a bit in college, but I've not really done any professionally. Oh, I did actually. I did As You Like It in the West End with.
That counts, I think.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was Jacques in As You Like It. At the Wyndhams, so I've forgotten all about it.
Yeah, I don't wonder with all that you've got on your plate at the moment. It's I'll show you your briefing pack actually, if you like, and you can remind yourself of your career.
To do it, I'll take it away with me.
It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Good luck with everything. Thank you very much for coming in and selling the play very well, I have to say. A few more weeks left if you want to see it.
3 more weeks left, yes.
Absent Friends, 3 more weeks. Go and see an Eightborn. He's a bit of a master, isn't he? Of his genre. Still to come, Kate Garraway. She's a master of a genre. Getting up very early in the morning for us all. Our wake-up call should be joining in with our back clinic. Fatima the physio there is passionate about you having a good back. If you've ever suffered, we've got really important information for you coming up. But after the break, first up, it's our business expert, Simon Dolan, looking at the latest business headlines and answering your questions about getting back to work. If you want some advice, this is the place to be. I'll see you after the ads.